Hi guys, my name is Eyal Cohen and I am the author of the book series called Things You Won't Hear from Your Doctor. The first book concerning natural cure for gum diseases, and I feel that it's my responsibility to bring the information to you because gum diseases are evolved from a disruption of energy or an imbalance of energy which occurs in our mouth every time that we eat or drink something hot. And the temperature range is differs between what's called inflammation of the gums and the receding of the gums. Each temperature range causes different disease. Now, trying to cure gum diseases naturally it requires a change in lifestyle, a very deep change in the behavior and in our concepts and understandings of life. And what this book is trying to do is to change the behavior of the reader in order to help him to leave those diseases behind and never need any intervention, medical intervention, or anything like this. Now, this book was published in Israel in 1997. This is the first version of the book, the first edition of the book. This one was published in Israel in 2020, and this is the second version. There is a big problem, big difference between the two. The first edition was much smaller, and it only concerns gum diseases. The first, which is this one. The second one uh, is divided into two parts. The first part dealing with gum diseases and all everything which concerns gum diseases, and the second part shows how medicine and science refer to gum disease just like any other disease, and instead of understanding them and letting people avoid them or cure them naturally, they make surgeries and they make implants and they cut organs and they do many costly procedures, medical procedures, which we can prevent if we understand the energetic aspects of life. Now, what I want you to see is these are receipts of books that are sold in Israel. As you can see, this is a register mail receipts, and these are receipts of a special delivery within 24 hours, which I sent people over Israel. Now, Israel is a very small place. Many people knows many people. If this book would not would not provide the cure or the answer to this disease, and it was kind of hoax, then I would be out of business in a week or two, or maybe half a year or a year or two. But I would not last from 1997 with this book until today, and it still sells in about 2 or 3 books in a week. Now, what's happening in Amazon? This book is translated to English. Unfortunately, only the first edition is translated to English because every edition costs a lot of money to translate. So I decided to translate only the final edition, which will come out, I hope, in a few months in Israel and then in English. So I want to show you what's happening in Amazon. This is what's happening in Amazon. One book from the beginning of the month until now. And this is in English, and this goes to millions of people out there in the world that can be saved, from losing their teeth and from going through surgeries and teeth pullouts and the implants and so much, money spent and so much suffer that can be saved. So for me, it looks like something which is. I find it hard to believe that I sell in Israel so many books. See, this is only since I started to market the books by my own, because 8 years ago they would still be published, not published, but they were marketed by the bookshops in Israel. So I pull it out of there, and ever since 2014, I market them alone. So these are from 2014, and in Amazon, it's a book or two in a month, and I feel very pity, because many people which are looking for a solution for the right solution, and to prevent themselves from losing their teeth and from going through all this suffer and these expenses, don't find the true explanation. Now, I sell few food books in Amazon every now and then, but I think that people find it hard to comment, because this subject is really too different from the patterns that we used to think in. So when you encounter something which is so different, you don't want to get into it. You use it for yourself, but you don't want to expose yourself like as someone who believes in different things than the regular things that everybody are used to believe in. So if you want to find a solution to gum disease that you suffer from, whether it's inflammation of the gum or receding gums, just get into Amazon and write things you want to hear from your doctor. You will get to the book. I will put the link in the description here in YouTube. And I promise you that, like everyone in Israel solved this problem, you will also solve it. By the way, this book was sold in about 4,500 books in Israel. Like 4,500 books were sold in Israel. Now, assuming that everyone who bought this prevented, the expenses of mouth rehabilitation, it saved everyone who bought this book about 100,000 shekels. So if you multiply it by 4,500, it's about 50 million shekels, which this book saved people in Israel. To my estimation, it's the book that saved more money than any other book in the world to people. Now, if you read this book, it will also save you the expenses and the suffer from gum disease. So if you're interested, don't wait for the last edition, because it might take time. I'm not sure how I'm going to finance it, the translation. Only to translate this book will cost me about $5,000. So I will have to sell many books on Amazon, to finance the translation and make good work, just like I want to do. So I've done my share. This is my responsibility to deliver you the information. And now it's your turn to do what you need to do. I promise you that if you buy this book, you will find a solution. And you are welcome to contact me, if you have any questions, if something is unclear, or if you want to share something with me about this subject, I will be happy to be in touch. So goodbye meantime, and hope to do the right things for everyone. Bye-bye.